Hi, so I'm back next day. I'm going to work on my flower pot that I'm painting. And so just to kind of give you some context, we are getting ready to, I think, probably put on a lockdown to a certain extent because of the coronavirus coming to the United States. And because the children I teach every day in China have been in this situation for now 2 months, almost more, I kind of know and I knew what was kind of coming our way. So none of this really shocks me. So what I have done is I have decided on some different projects that I would like to accomplish while I am stuck at home. Now, fortunately, I work from home. I'm very fortunate to have found this job and came across it when I did. So I teach in the mornings, and because they are still home, I teach in the evenings, which is their mornings. They would normally be going to school. So I teach a class or two in the evenings as well. I completely do whatever I want with that schedule. If that's something you think you might ever be interested in, you can hit me up in the comments and give me a way to send you some information. But anyway, so I knew what was coming, and I think we're going to probably get put on some forced lockdowns as far as people not just getting out and going and businesses closing because we're trying to get people to do that, but the problem with this virus is you can infect so many people before you ever know you have it, and that's how it spreads so quickly. So I went out for one last go at the grocery store early this morning after I finished teaching before the crowds got out, and I'm pretty well set. But I have made a list of some projects that I wanted to do, and this little planter was one of them. And I have a number of planters actually around here that it's been in my mind to slap some paint on and do some things to use them, because I love in the spring and summer having plants either out on the porch or inside the house. So yesterday I said I was going to use some raw umber paint and some glazing liquid to do an antiquing on this. However, one of the projects that I ordered supplies to do was I want to do chalk paint finish on a couple of old furniture pieces that were done back in the 60s, I want to say. And you may have these in your family, these colonial style dressers, and it's made really well. I just want to paint it. I ordered some new knobs for it because that is extremely dated hardware. You've seen these at yard sales and probably in your own family. So I ordered stuff to do that. I ordered a kind of a cream colored chalk paint. And then I ordered two different types of wax, a clear wax to seal it with, but also this antique wax that's it's just called antique wax. It's by Folk Art Plaid Company. And this was recommended to me. And so I thought, well, I'm going to try this and see how it will work on this flower pot. And that way I kind of get used to using it before I go do it on the furniture, which is a bigger deal. So I'm going to give this a try today and let you know. So if you find yourself kind of worrying about things or feeling anxious, and you can tell we can't monitor every thought we have all day long, but we can monitor the feelings. And so I can tell when I'm getting anxious. I can just feel it in here. And just like I catch my breath. So do some things that you've had in your mind to do around your house, whether it's clean out a closet, organize a drawer, paint, play, whatever. Just do some things to keep yourself busy, keep your kids busy if you have children in the home, and don't let this stress you. All right, we're going to get through this fine. So let's see how this works today. All right, are you game? I'm game. I'm going to show you the way. So if it's crap, I'm going to show you that too. I'm going to be very open and honest about this project. But we're going to see what happens. So come on, let's go. Hi everyone. So this is a very lightweight flower pot that I had sitting outside, but I like the pattern in it. It had been peeling a lot of paint. It was originally kind of a I don't know, a soft or light tan cream color that looked like it had some white washing kind of over the top of it. But it had been peeling and that sort of thing, and I wanted to bring it in and repot a palm I bought for my living room. And I wanted some of the colors to pick up some of the accent colors that I have in my living room. So I have no idea how this is going to turn out because I don't want a really bright garish look, but I want a little bit of color. I don't want just a plain monochromatic flower pot. At least that's what I think. I don't know what reality is going to actually prove to me here. So these are some of the colors that I have brought in. I'm going to mix these two because I need something a little pinker than this, but not as bright pink. So I think I'm going to mix these two for one of my colors, or I might just leave this one. Then I have a soft, what do they call this, robin's egg blue. It's a very soft aqua. And then this one is a Craftsmart called Spanish Olive. I might use that as is, or I might add just a little white to lighten it. I'm not sure yet. And then this is a lemon yellow. It's called Lemon Silk by Folk Art. And so I have this in a chair that's going to be very near this. So I thought I would just take advantage of these little insets and create a little Harlequin look to this. The floors in there are dark brown, and there's some beiges in that room on the walls, and the fireplace is all in dark wood tones. So I thought a little antiquing would make it blend into everything else in that area pretty well. That's the theory behind what I'm doing. Whether or not it actually works out, I don't know, but we're going to try it together. How about that? And you can see whether or not it's going to be a pass or a fail, but we're going to give it a try. So I am going to stop this and put it on a time lapse and not make you watch every brush stroke of me deciding which square to put what paint in. So, all right, I'll see you at the end. So I was reading the directions on the antique wax, and it said for an easier application that you can start your first coat with the clear wax first. Let it dry and then apply the antique wax. So that is what I'm going to do. I'm actually going to follow directions. So you can see it comes nice and sealed. I got these off of Amazon. So my thing about all this quarantining and everything, if Amazon remains open, I can survive. I don't know if y'all are as dependent on it as I am, but I'm not a shopper. I don't like to go into a bunch of stores anyway, and so I tend to order whatever I can first off of Amazon. All right, so I have never worked with this. Let me put my glasses on. I don't know how hard it's going to be to see this clear. You can see my paint palette that I used yesterday, and of course, you know me, if you've watched any of my videos, I don't waste paint. So whatever was left on my paint palette, I went ahead and did backgrounds on a couple of journal pages on that one. And this is my junk journal. So this was some kind of, I don't know, some kind of page from a geography book, I think. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I slapped some paint on there, so I'm kind of ready to start doing something whenever I feel the urge. So let me just see what this looks like. How it's kind of going on like a clear varnish, actually. It may take a little bit more. Make sure I get it on the little lattices in between here too. And I think they're right. I think this is kind of a porous type surface anyway, because I put this white paint on it, and places that the previous paint had peeled off, it has just soaked into that. It's almost like a sponge type material here. So I think the hardest thing for me on this is going to be remembering where I started and left off. Hopefully I'll be able to see a little bit of sheen as I go around. So I'm just going to do the squares first, and then I'll come up and do this top part, because I'm just kind of leave it the color it is. I don't want this to look perfect. I want it to look kind of antiqued, and I don't mind the imperfections. So I think that's what's going to look good when I get it all coated with the clear wax and the antiquing. It's going to pick up the imperfections. I'm going to keep going at this. I will speed this up in editing so that you don't have to watch every piece of this. And you'll come back when it is dry and I'll begin to do the antiquing. So here I am now starting to put the antique wax on, and I decided to do a time lapse with this. You don't need to watch me do the same basic thing that I did before. However, I will say that I kind of slapped it on, making sure I got in all the corners. And then I used a very good grade of paper towels. I want to say maybe it was the Viva brand, but it didn't leave a lot of mess on it because I didn't have a lint-free rag. It worked great. I didn't have any problem with it. And if I wanted to get more off than was coming off, some of it had maybe dried a little bit faster or whatever, I just put the paper towel in my water and dampened it just a little bit, and I was able to get more off. So I left it darker in the crevices, and I went around the top and did the same thing. I love the way this worked. Now, I will tell you, I have not loved every project I've ever done, but this turned out exactly like I wanted, and I'm so happy with it. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Bye.